But Jonah had gone below, just didn't like it. He was mean. Jesus says the greater commandments are, this is in Matthew 22, verse 37, it says, love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind. This self, the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. See, God is the same in the Old Testament and the New. In fact, that commandment to love your neighbor as yourself comes from Leviticus 19, verse 18, which says, do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against anyone among your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. The Lord. And God wanted to be reconciled with the people of Kent and to come to him. He wanted a relationship with them. Naturally, I am a conflict avoider. You know, especially as a non-Christian, if I had conflict with someone, I would just give them a body swerve. And if I'd had repeated conflict with them, I would just sort of try to make sure I had as little conflict, if any, with them at all. And I would feel that's okay. That's not the standard of a Christian. In 2 Corinthians, in chapter 5, verses 18-19, it says, Paul says, all this is from God, who reconciled himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation, that God is reconciling the world to himself in Christ, not counting people's sins. He has committed us to the message of reconciliation. And so the gospel message is one of reconciliation. First to God, that's the first commandment, and the second one is loving other people. That's the second commandment, being reconciled. And in Matthew 5, in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says, therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar and there remember a brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift in front of the altar, first be reconciled with them, and then come and offer your gift. So if we know that someone else has something against me, if I know someone's got something against me, the onus is on me to go to them and be reconciled, to go and sort it out. The world has it the other way around. The world says, hey, if someone's got something against me, that's their problem. Jesus says, if someone's got something against me, that's my problem. I'm the one who's got to go and be reconciled. I'm the one who's got to go and sort it out. You know, and that's different. For me, I've tried to go and sort of bring this on board in my life. I've travelled miles, even to other countries, to try and sort out issues of reconciliation. I've had to do it multiple times. And because we all have conflict with each other. We all don't know how to communicate with each other. Men and women don't know how to communicate with each other. It's true. We all see things differently. Men see things differently to women. Other people see things differently to the way I see things. And it's coming to that understanding. And Jesus has that understanding that we want reconciliation. It's the gospel message. The only time we see God running in the Bible, I don't know if you've ever seen this, the only time we see God running in the Bible is when he's running to be reconciled with his lost son. That's incredible. Are there broken relationships we're not sorting out? One day we're going to stand before God and we're going to have to give an account for those relationships, both for the ones that we mended and for the ones that we broke. Again, in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. Go and be reconciled. So in conclusion, the story of Jonah is very different to the other minor prophets. The other minor prophets, the central message of those books is the message that they preach. But Jonah only preaches 8 words. The message of Jonah is Jonah himself. That's the message of Jonah. And with the book of Jonah, God holds up a mirror to the reader and says, am I talking about Jonah or am I talking about you?